Hello, fellow fluties. My name is Miss Diaz. I'm one of the band directors at Puentes Middle School. Today we're going to be going through some basics, just warming up on the flute, getting ourselves reacquainted with the instrument, especially since I know some of us might have cobwebs in there since we haven't played it in a while, and just refreshing our memory on how to play our wonderful instrument. So stay tuned. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take off your head joint here. You always want to take the head joint off by moving it back and forth, never straight on and straight off, okay? I'm going to place my flute in a flute stand somewhere safe. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just breathe, because with our instrument, we have to use the most air, I would say. Maybe tuba gets a little bit of a one-up, but flute players really do use a ton of air. So we're going to start first with some breathing. And I just want to do a basic in for 4, out for 4. So I'm going to start my metronome at 80. We're going to sit up nice and tall. I like to put my hand here for resistance, and I wouldn't suggest that you do the same. So I'm going to put my hand here. We're going to go in for 4, out for 4. 5, 6, and go. Breathe in, out, in, fill up all the way, and out. Feel that air. Breathe in, and out. One more time, and out. And make sure that every time you breathe out that you're expelling as much air as possible, almost to the point where you know that at that last second you need to take a breath. Otherwise, you're going to pass out, okay? Don't pass out though. Okay, so we're going to do that again. And I want you to imagine filling up your lungs as much as you can. If you can do this standing up, fantastic. I suggest it. I'm not standing up because I don't have a stand for my phone or my computer, but you definitely can, and I would suggest that you do. So when we breathe in, we're going to fill up all the way, fill up your entire lungs, and then you're going to let it all out by the time that you get to that 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way out. Okay, let's try that. Ready, get set, 2, ready, go. Breathe in, all the way, and out, all the way, let it out. 3, 4, and in, out. 2, 3, 4, and in, and out. 2, 3, 4. Last time, in as much as you can, and out all the way. Ready, and breathe in, and sigh. Good, I think, maybe. I don't know. This is pre-recorded, so that's our breathing exercise. I definitely start with this every day until you can challenge yourself further and go past 4, past 8, past 12, as much as you can. Before we get started, I want to make sure that all of you guys are using your head joints properly. I know sometimes when you're watching a video, it gets a little confusing. So when you're putting your instrument on your face, you want to make sure that on your right side, okay, remember you use the L to help you with your left. On your right side, you want to make sure that you have the tone hole, the end of it here, going to your right, okay? So I just wanted to preface our lesson with that information so that we're not accidentally flipping our flute incorrectly. So remember the end of your flute here is going to your right. Okay, for our next part of our video, we're going to do the same techniques, the same breathing techniques, but now we're going to use our instrument. We're just going to use our head joint, and we're going to go ahead and place it right in our sweet spot. Okay, the sweet spot is where you find the best sound for your instrument. Okay, before we even begin our breathing exercise, I want you to find that comfortable spot. Okay, you should be able to still see the tone hole here. It should never be covered, and it should not be overly exposed. You should have about half of it. I don't know if you can see that. About half of it covered, so that the rest of your lip actually directs your air correctly. So we're going to find the sweet spot. I find that sometimes when you make sure that your lips are a little bit more moist, it becomes easier. So you're going to find your sweet spot. You're going to sit nice and tall. And we're going to say sham. And just try that on your own a little bit. Sham. want to get a nice full sound. You don't want to sound too airy. You don't want to sound too pinched. If your flute head joint is too far in, you're going to start sounding like this. Which is a very flat, kind of sad sound. If your head joint is too far out, you're going to get a real airy sound. And if it's too far out, you're also going to notice that you run out of air a lot quicker. Okay, so I'm going to place it in my sweet spot. It's about half covered. This is a great opportunity for you to have a mirror and just hold that mirror in front of you. In my case, I have a camera, so I can see that my tone hole is not too covered and not too exposed. Okay, you just sit up nice and tall and you say sham. Okay, when you play the flute, you need to make sure that you are super relaxed. This is the most relaxed instrument. No tension. Your face shouldn't be all squished. Your hands shouldn't be all squished. You're just super relaxed and you're just letting the air flow. Okay? Sometimes us flute players, I know I did, like to smile when we play. And that causes the sound to be very airy. So maybe you're not grumpy, but as a flute player, we have to be grumpy and make sure that our lips are relaxed. Okay, you should be able to kind of play with your cheek area there. Okay, relax, relax, relax. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start our metronome. This is 80 beats per minute to the quarter note. And we're going to breathe in for 4 and out for 4, just until I feel we're good. Here we go. Get set. Find your sweet spot. And 1, 2, first breathing in, breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Let's try out for 6 now. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. I'm going to play with you this time. 3, 4, out. In. Out. Good. Let's now stop. Let's go in for 4, out for 8. Here we go. Get set. Find that sweet spot. Ready and breathe in. Out for 8. Go. In. Out for 8. Go. In. Let's go out for 12. Out for 12. Out for 16. One more time and go. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Okay? That is a great opportunity for you to really fill up your lungs. We stopped at 16 today, but we can definitely go further. So if you want to go to 20, 22, you do your thing. You put that metronome on at 80 and you go as far as you can. Okay, the next part of our lesson is going to be about articulation. Articulation is how we as flute players create different lengths of notes. Okay, we know about whole notes, which are long, very long notes. We have half notes, which are a little bit shorter, usually 2 beats of sound. We have a quarter note, which is 1 beat of sound. But how do we create all of this on a head joint. Okay, I'm going to show you. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to say the word two. Say it with me. Two. Good. So like when you start with your head joint, you say shampoo to blow air out. You're going to say and at the same time. So you're going to expel your air without any articulation, any tongue. And then now I want you to say two and blow air through it. So let's do that a few times. Two, two. So your tongue, the tip of your tongue should really be touching the roof of your mouth. Almost where your teeth touch the roof of your mouth. Okay? Right back there. Okay? So you're going to say it a few times. Two, two with the air. No air. Two, two. Okay. Make sure that you use the tip of the taste bud, the the smallest taste bud. You know when you drink hot soup and you're gonna go and it's really hot, or you're hot Starbucks and you're kind of scared because you don't want to burn your tongue, so you just put the little bitty taste bud. You're gonna use that same taste bud to make the two. You're not gonna use all of that because it's gonna sound thoo. It's gonna sound really crazy. So you're going to use the tip of your taste bud. You're gonna get your flute head joint. You're gonna put it on your sweet spot, and you're gonna go. Give me 4 good twos. Nice and slow, whatever tempo that you want. Let's try it together first, and then I'll let you do it on your own. Here we go. Okay, one thing before I want you to try it on your own, it's very important that you think of it like this. Instead of your air stopping, just stop breathing. Don't do that. Your tongue is going to stop your air. It's kind of like a water hose. Okay, imagine a water hose and you cover the end of the water hose and it stops, right? You don't turn off the water and then turn it back on and then turn it back off. No, you just cover the end of the water hose. That's what you're doing. Your air is a continuous flow, but your tongue is stopping the air from making sound, which allows you to go and do long notes to short notes. So I would like for you to take the next few minutes to pause the video and practice using your two articulation. Okay, in this next part of the video, we're going to do something called call and response. I'm sure you know what this means. You've probably been doing it since you were in elementary school, but we're going to actually use our head joints to do this, okay? So I'm going to play something, and you're going to repeat what I played, okay? So it's going to sound... I'm going to do it myself first. It's going to be kind of weird because I'm the only one doing it. But once you catch on, you are more than welcome to join. So I'm going to get set on my sweet spot, sitting up nice and tall. Lots of open space so I can breathe lots of air. So I'm going to start. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. Good. And stop. All right, good job. So that's called a call and response. For the next part of our video, we're going to talk about the head joint. We're going to use the head joint in ways maybe you're not used to, okay? But if you can play these next exercises on your head joint, Once you put your flute together, it will make your job so much easier, especially when having to reach different types of notes, high notes and low notes and so forth. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our sweet spot. Okay, and we're going to use our palm and we're going to cover the end of our flute. And we're just going to play a note like normal. Cool, right? And then you just take your hand off and play a note like normal. Seems easy enough, right? Okay, this is where it gets tricky. And this is something called lip flexibility. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to try to play a high note covering your end of the flute there. And you're going to aim your air from here to up here. And you're going to blow a little faster to get a higher note. So you start off with this note. And then I want you to aim your air up towards the ceiling and blow a little colder and faster air. It's going to sound like this. Notice that I did not scrunch my face up. I didn't try to push it out with my lips. I kept my lips very relaxed. And I just moved my airstream from down here to up here. So my air is literally moving from this direction down to up. Okay, and I'm going to use laser beam air, cold laser beam air. Does that exist? I don't know. But you're going to pretend that your air is a laser and you're going to make it cold and you're going to aim it towards the sky to get that higher note. So here's your low note. And then you're going to try that technique, going up high, moving your air direction, and going with cold, fast laser beam air. Okay, now we're going to do them in whole notes. We're going to go low, high, and stop. And we're going to use the tongue at the beginning of each note. Okay, I'll show you an example first. 5, 6. Okay, awesome. Now let's have you try it with me. Here we go. And 1 and 2 and ready and go. Good. Let's do it again. And 1, 2. Very good. Okay, make sure that we're not forcing it like I talked to you about earlier. Okay, you're going to actually still remain relaxed. So you're not going to go, okay? You don't want to just blow it out there and sounds really crazy, right? So you want to keep that nice and laser beam air going upward instead of downward like you're used to, okay? Now let's try them in half notes, like this. 2 beats each. Listen. Try with me. Ready? 1, 2, breathe in. Cool. Again and go. Good. Now let's try it in quarter notes. It's going to sound like this. 1 beat each. We're going to do 4 of them. You're going to use your tongue each time. Try it with me and ready and go. And I use my eyebrows to help me kind of remember, Miss Diaz, you got to get your airstream up. Okay, so you can definitely use that trick as well. All right, now, for those of you that are having a hard time with that, practice that. Just worry about that part. Once you get it, then you can move on to this next part. You ready? It's so crazy what one little movement can do. So we're here, right? Take it off. This makes it harder. We're going to do them in whole notes. Ready? Sweet spot. Find your sweet spot. 1, 2, ready, low first. Again, 2, ready. That one is a lot harder. And I think you would agree. I'm not there with you in person, but I can already hear, Miss Diaz, that's too hard. So go back to this if that's too hard and work your way up into it. Okay? So those are some great things to do for lip flexibility. So when you put your instrument together and you have to start playing up your scale, you know what it feels like because you practice it on your head joint. So this is our head joint portion, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time that we have a lesson.